Hey everyone, Kobana456 recording this video. So yeah, today we got some news tonight. So as you've probably heard already, Capcom is considering Street Fighter Arcade Edition and Street Fighter X Tekken for the Nintendo 3DS, and that Yoshinori Onna of Capcom was in an interview, and he was asked about Street Fighter and Tekken, and here's what he says. It's possible. For the 3DS, I wanted to do a Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition version, but I haven't had a chance to do that because of all the other things I'm up to. At the company, we're debating, should we go for an AE port on 3DS? Should we skip that and go straight to Street Fighter X Tekken? Or there are a lot of things up in the air, so I can't say for sure what our next 3DS project will be. But it is quite possible that the Tekken game might come. I don't want the Arcade Edition to really come. I want to see the Tekken game, which is basically like totally like Arcade Edition. I think it's just a little bit more than the Super Street Fighter 4 that's already on the 3DS. Also, got this off Nintendo3dsblog.com. Nintendo has revealed 2 new free Game Boy Advance games for early adopters of the 3DS, from what we believe, and that an email from I'm having trouble saying word representative. Has seemingly revealed 2 more Game Boy Advance games that early adopters of the Nintendo 3DS will be able to download for free before the end of the year. And the games are Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3, which is basically the Game Boy Advance game with Mario having the Tanuki suit and all that jazz, and also Kirby and the Amazing Mirror, which was on the Game Boy Advance. So this is actually pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about these 3DS games. Also, paid DLC is coming to the Wii U and the 3DS, and that Satoru Iwata is currently preparing a paid item transaction system, and he said that they probably won't be doing it themselves because they believe doing so would not be good for building a strong relationship with their customers, and that he's not completely opposed to paid content in general, but that he was more negative on the concept of having a game that is free to play but charges users for item purchases. He feels that that sort of game would damage the premium value of Nintendo's content. So, yeah, so it turns out the DLC may just after all be coming to the 3DS and Wii U, which is pretty awesome news. Also, Iwata also goes into more details explaining why he dropped the 3DS price so close to launch. And he made a statement saying that he did this so that, what was it? I'm trying to remember exactly what he said. He felt like dropping the price because there weren't many specific software releases at the time that would have the greatest impact on game releases during the end of the year. And as software publishers are now planning development on the various platforms for next year and beyond, that it was important for the installed base of the 3DS to be large enough that publishers will make the plans to release software that will enrich the 3DS library. And he also talks about how this selling the 3DS for a loss will be short-term, and that because they're discounting the hardware now for mass manufacturing, which will reduce hardware costs, that it'll be a short-term drop in profits. But that this was the best way to gain profits, like the best way to sell units now, so that more people have the 3DS, and then that will incline more third-party developers to create more games for the 3DS, so that it'll have it'll have a bigger audience and will incline them to make more games. So yeah, pretty smart move. I kind of thought that the 3DS price drop was kind of premature. Didn't think they really needed to. All they just needed to do was have the good games, because I know a ton of people who would willingly be able to plop $250 down for a 3DS. But anyway, what they're thinking, I guess, sounds good. So if it's good for Nintendo, I guess it's good for them. Also, well, really, I mean, I'm not just going to say everything Nintendo does is good, but, you know, it doesn't really sound that bad anyway. I mean, it's win-win for everyone, basically, except for Nintendo for short term, so, anyway, we'll just see. Also, before the end of the year, Mii Plaza is going to have some new features, and we don't know too much yet, but, there are, quite a few titles in development right now that will make use of Wii's that are assembled in, your Mii Plaza, according to Satoru Iwata. So, we heard a lot about this already earlier before, that they were playing some new Mii Plaza games and probably face raiders and AR cards. So, it's pretty good that because these were pretty good little apps to just fool around with on day one that are kind of old now. So, I mean, that just it's kind of cool to actually have that up for like that they're actually still have interest in those little apps there. So I can't wait to see what happens. Anyway, that's basically it. So tomorrow I will be doing Sonic Rush Adventure walkthrough, because I should be getting the mail from UPS, so stay tuned for that. And then also, hopefully I'll have my giant AR card. So anyway, see you, have a good day. Please don't comment, like, subscribe, so you can come and do these vids, walkthroughs, updates. So yeah, see ya, have a good night.